guys, so welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to be doing a Kendra's boutique hair review with my first impression, thoughts, and everything else. So without further ado, let's jump right into this. So let's start off with what I actually currently have in my hair now. I currently have two 22s, 120, 118, and a 18-inch closure, as you can see. Now let's kind of just get into my first thoughts and why I ordered each length the way that I did. So I was previously told, I think I stated this in my last Kendra's boutique review, and I will link that down below for some of you guys that haven't seen that yet. In my last review I talked about lengths and everything. So with curly, and I don't know if I mentioned that this is the deep wave, and we'll talk about why I picked the deep wave, why I picked the lengths. So let's start with our lengths. So I got two 22s just because I previously had curly hair from a different company way back when. I got, I think, an 18-inch, and it literally, the shrinkage was real. It literally was shrinking till up to here maybe. And since I was going on a trip and everything, I knew I wanted long hair. I wanted it almost to my butt, but I didn't want it to be too ratchet and out of control. So I got two 22s so that I would still get my length, but you'd be able to see my length. And I got the 20, and I just kind of went down and down. If there's one thing that I will say that is kind of irritating, and it's not just with Ken, that a lot of hair companies don't get longer closures. And I was just telling my friend that does hair, and also I will link her down below if you live in the Bay Area and you want to get your hair done. We were talking about how with closures and frontals, they don't make them that long. Because if it was up to me, I would have rather gotten two 24s, a 22 and a 20, and then a 20-inch closure or frontal. But that wasn't the option. So it almost forces you to have to go down to a shorter length in order for everything to flow correctly and for it to not look ridiculous. And as always, I want to give one tip about ordering hair and with lengths. Get two of whatever the length is, whatever your longest length is. I learned that the hard way, and I was looking crazy, and so I would just recommend that you get two of the longest, and I think once you start to get into 26 and longer, you'll probably need 5 bundles instead of 4. Now what I currently have in my head now is 3.5 bundles. So I have both of my 22s completely, the whole bundle, my 20-inch, the whole bundle, and my 18, I have about a half of that, and then my closure. Now my hairstylist, she wanted to put all four in there and the closure. I got a little scared because I trust her, but I know how sometimes when you try to stuff too many bundles in your head, it either ends up turning out completely great or it ends up being super high. And when I say high, not even high, it ends up being super big. And I'm not really a fan of that big, wild hair look. I like this where it's still long and wavy, but it's not big. That's just not my thing. I don't like that on myself. I've had it maybe once or twice, and I wanted to cry because I completely hated my hair, and it wasn't the stylist's fault. It was my fault for not saying what I wanted and just letting them go with the flow. So for me, I didn't want all those bundles, but I did obviously order the extra 18 bundle as a just in case. There is nothing worse than being at the hair place or hair shop or your friend's house, whoever's doing your hair, and you come to find out that you don't have enough hair. So sometimes I order 4, and you really don't obviously usually need 4 unless you're really doing straight hair, you like your hair super thick. I'm a person of time, and I don't want to sit in the bathroom for hell long. So I don't have time to be messing around with 4 bundles of curly hair and a closure. That's just too much work for me. I'm a quick on the go type of person. And that's why I got this hair, was because I knew I was going to go on a trip, and I didn't want to be running around playing with straightening my hair, plugging it up, waiting for it to get hot. I literally just got my water bottle and I go. And that's another thing. We'll get into my hair care a little bit later. jump into when I first got the hair. I wish I would have taken a picture and everything, but I was in such a time crunch to get the hair dyed and everything processed with the hair. I just want to take a breather for what I went through taking this hair out. If I had to end up packaging this hair out of a 10, I would probably give this a 4. It's awful. And I don't like, in my previous video, I had Kendra'S straight hair. I loved it. There was nothing wrong with it. It was like my favorite. I'll probably only get straight hair from Kendra'S from here on out. Now with this hair, when I first got it, it obviously, like any other bundle, it comes in its little weft, like in a circle, in a bundle. And it was so time consuming trying to get the hair out of that curl, which is basically out of that bundle, which basically I feel like tells me that the hair had been sitting like that for a long time. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. It's not like it's bad hair, it's old or anything like that. It's just the hair had basically conformed to sitting in that tight spot that it was so hard to get undone. Like literally I was untangling it for so long, to the point that I was pissed off that I didn't do this days before, so I would have had an extra 30-40 minutes to untangle this hair prior to having to dye the hair. So that's one thing that really pissed me off, was the fact that the hair was super tangled when I got, like trying to untangle the weft to be able to dye it was just time in itself, and it was tangled, and I don't even honestly feel like my ends are even as good as they could be. Like they're not as, they're not the best that I've ever had for the ends. And so my friend did recommend that I should probably just let it sit for an hour in conditioner. So I may just let my ends sit for an hour in conditioner and see what happens, because right now they're super dry. They don't feel good, and if I wasn't here for my inches, I would be cutting it off because it's just too much. It's literally super dry. It almost reminds me of when I dyed my hair blonde and it was dry and dead. Every time I dye my hair, I always use the Dark and Lovely Jet Black, and it's a black girl with a pink shirt on, and that's how I always remember. I don't even look for it to say Jet Black. I just look for the girl with the pink shirt on, and that's how I know that that's my box. So I always get that box, and I don't use the conditioner that they provide. I use one box per bundle. So for each 22, they both have their own box of dye. Second order that I've placed with Kendra'S, no problem whatsoever. Dyed the hair. Other than my ends, the hair feels great. There's nothing wrong with it. It still has its pattern. And so I really enjoyed it, and it is super dark. I don't even think that it's picking up on the camera, but when I'm looking at my mirror over here, I'm like, dang girl, that hair is dark. Like that is dark. Like it's super dark. And I don't know if I just went crazy squeezing the bottle when it came to this hair, but I literally went crazy. As far as maintenance with this hair, these 2 items are all you are going to need. Just these 2. So literally, and these are not things that I came up with on my own. My friend has told me about these. I'm not gonna go take credit and act like I figured this out by myself. My friend helped me, and I kind of just tweaked it to my own liking. So this is the Kendra'S Natural Hair Moisturizer Curl Activator Cream. Now when I first had curly hair, prior to the hair that I have in now, I used to just put this on my hand a little bit and run it through. What I do is I literally take warm water, fill it up halfway, and you can get a spray bottle anywhere. I got this from Target in like the travel section. And I fill it up with some warm hot water, not too hot, just like lukewarm water, and just do a drizzle of the Kendra'S Curl Activator Cream. And then literally, I'm not gonna do it now because I don't want it on my floor, but I literally just sit in the mirror and just wet my hair and run my fingers through it. Wet and run my fingers through it. Wet, just repeat, literally. That's with the hair. I'm kind of on the edge about whether I would order it again, but I have been getting a lot of compliments from it. A lot of people keep asking me where I got it from and what type of hair company do I have in my head. I do like it. I'm just not sure that I'm completely sold yet on whether I would want to get it again. So as usual, like I always tell you guys, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and leave me down comments below if you've tried this hair and what you think about it. If you did end up ordering it after you watched this video, send me pictures. I want to see what it looks like on other people. And I want to thank you guys again, and stay tuned for all of the videos to come, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!